Hi, everyone, and welcome to Beyond Monogamy. I'm Adam,
And I'm Pris.
and this is our very first podcast that is lifestyle based, but not just lifestyle based. It's really everything under the umbrella of monogamy, something that we've talked about doing for several years, and recently, because of the community that we're in, have been inspired to do.
Yeah. So we're going to delve into how we started, where we're at,
Yep.
and all of the little fun obstacles that you and I have encountered.
Yeah, yeah, because there's been several. It's so just a little bit of a background. We've been together 14 years, married 11, and we've been in the lifestyle about 13 years now. And it has been an interesting journey. Now, we've been in the lifestyle for 13 years as a couple, but you were actually in the lifestyle previous to me, which is how we kind of got pulled into this. And so, realistically, you have more experience than I do, would you
Yes.
say?
Yeah.
And how would you say you got started in this?
So I got started by the partner that I was with was just, I think, interested. I was on a really good sex life. So I said, okay, let's try this. And so we did. And how we started was adult friend finders. And I think there was another like website. We got in there, we found some couples, we found a club here in Austin. It's no longer here. And we just kind of went in and had some fun. So that was my first girl on girl experience. And I think we even did couples, a couple of couples. We went to a couple of parties
Okay.
and stuff. So that's how we got started. It was not a good experience with him.
So
So
that you could say that that was a good case of a couple getting into the lifestyle that probably shouldn't have.
for the complete wrong reasons.
Really?
I was not happy sexually with him. He was kind of my rebound,
Hmm.
and I wasn't sexually fulfilled with him. And I wanted to try to be with girls. And so that's how it kind of, but yes, we went in it for the completely wrong reason. Every time we would play, he was either drunk.
Mm.
And so that's when we would play. He would sober up and it would get messy.
Yeah.
It would
Yeah.
get messy. So
Well,
yeah.
so I know that when we first started dating and literally like a couple months into it, you started telling me about how you liked girls and how you had a past in the lifestyle. That really kind of intrigued me. And I was instantly attracted to the notion of the lifestyle. Like it sounded interesting. And I know that you had trepidations about it because of what you dealt with in the past.
Yes.
And so I think you were afraid that I was going to have similar reactions.
Yes, because you were the first person that I ever actually came out to,
Really?
that I actually told, "I am bisexual. I like girls."
No kidding. I
Yeah,
was the first
you were the
person.
first person.
Huh.
I played with girls before that, but I think he just thought it was just I was just playing,
It
and then
was
he
like a
would get really ugly.
bi-situational
A
thing.
bisexual, yes, thank you, friends, for teaching us that new
That new
that
word.
new word. So, yeah, you're the first person I ever came out to, period, like, nobody else.
Right on. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
interesting. And so once we started talking about it, I think we talked about it for about a year
yes.
before we decided to start dipping our toes in.
Yeah, because I was scared.
Yes, you were very scared. I was scared too because I hadn't had any kind of experience with that. As a matter of fact, it took me getting with you to be more sexually experienced. Like,
Yeah.
this is the most sex I've
Yeah,
had in my entire life.
yes, we talk
And
about that all the
so,
time.
yeah, it's incredible. I'm banging chicks left and right.
Oh my
I'm
god.
I'm just kidding. I'm not. I'm
It's just
not.
me with different wigs.
That's right. She's got different personalities. No, it was kind of scary at first when we first started talking about it, but I wanted to see first and foremost because I had no experience how I would take to it. And so we got onto a couple of websites, adultfriendfinder.com and swinglifestyle.com, and we ended up finding a single guy and invited him over. And I basically just sat back and watched you play with him. And I remember as the very first moment when you guys started kissing, I had this very uncomfortable feeling like there's no going back now. Like
Yeah.
this is it. Like
Yeah.
there's no backing out. And you guys started making out and started getting very handsy. And then the uncomfortable feeling stayed, but it became a better uncomfortable feeling,
Yeah.
almost like the butterflies in the stomach. Like, wow, I really like this, but
Mhm.
I don't know if I should like this, you know? And really, I just processed it, and then eventually I joined in, which was it was a hot night. But going from that and realizing that I really, really enjoyed it to the next step, which was you inviting a friend over, a girl, to be with me, and so that you could watch her with me.
Yeah.
And that was an interesting experience.
Yes. Yeah, that was really nerve-wracking because I didn't mind sharing the last guy I was with because I again, sexually not fulfilling.
Yeah.
I really liked, like, immediately, and I was like, "Ooh, man, I don't wanna lose this guy."
I think that was probably one of our first disagreements in the lifestyle because
Coming to terms that it was just a lifestyle that we weren't going to change, you know, how we felt about each other or how I didn't want it to change our relationship.
right,
Like, I
right.
didn't
Oh,
wanna
I know
lose
that
you.
you were fearing that big time.
Yeah, and so that took a lot for me to overcome, and I still kinda struggle with that, but it's a lot of communication on your part and a lot of
And reassurance.
reassurance.
Yeah. Well, it was that was really difficult because that's where I started to learn that you react, or at least then.
I'm
You've
very
gotten better
reactive.
about it,
Yeah,
but back then you were very reactive. And I just remember, for those of you that don't know me, I tend to go multiple rounds. And it's not a bragging thing. I swear it is not a flex whatsoever, but I can orgasm and I can stay hard and keep going. And so I like to go several rounds.
side note, without any type of enhancement.
It's
This is all
so
natural.
I'm not bragging and you're not supposed to be bragging for me.
Sorry.
Anyways, so with that being said, I was with this girl and I had my one round, and then Pris started playing with her and I watched them for a little while. And then I wanted to go a second round. I was turned on and I took my second round. And while I was in the midst of my second round, I got some very interesting looks like I was going to be stabbed. And she did not look very happy that I was in my
No,
second
I
round.
was very butthurt. I was like, "How dare you go a second round with somebody?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you should one time is enough."
Yeah, it seemed, and it was an issue, and I was like, and it that was not a fun experience, but eventually over communication, we
For sure.
talked it through,
We had a
and
lot of rules.
we had a lot of
We
rules in
had
the
a
beginning.
lot of rules. Like,
Yeah.
it was a lot of silly now that we look at it, it's like we laugh at them because they were, like, really silly little
Oh, there's
rules.
a lot of different rules, and everything has kind of faded as time has gone on, which is kind of nice. So after that experience with the girl, the single girl, we did a couple swap
Yeah.
with some friends of ours who aren't actually in the lifestyle. They are actually just friends of ours that we go back, I've known him since elementary and you've known her since elementary, and they just so happen to be together, which was kind of interesting. But it's just one of those things where alcohol infused the sexual acts that took place that night. And so we did a couple swap, and that was fun. But that's really where I started noticing in the community that we were in Corpus Christi at that time, almost everybody that we found were very interested in you. And I was just kind of like, oh, well, we'll take him because that's what we need to do in order to get to her,
Right.
you know?
Which kinda
And
lowered your self-esteem,
it did.
and
Yeah.
we didn't really play a lot
No,
because of that kind and even I noticed it, that it was,
it sucked.
like
It was a bummer.
yeah, because 'cause you're my best friend, and
Yeah.
so, like, I wanna do things with you.
Right.
I want you around, and so when I noticed that, I was like, "Well, I don't wanna play." I mean, he's fun, like, he and you're like my toy, so
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that was kind of the thing, realizing that, I understand that the lifestyle is very woman centric, and that's cool. But one of my turn-ons is knowing somebody wants me.
Right.
So if I'm going to play with somebody, I want to know that they want me just as much as I want them. And if I don't feel that reciprocation, it's really, really hard to perform, because then I just feel like, oh, why am I even here? I'm just
Right.
basically a living, breathing dildo, which is not, that's not fun,
Yeah.
So
You
that
want the
was,
attraction, like, you
yeah,
want it back and forth. Like,
yeah,
you're attracted to them, and it's
yes.
kinda shitty when they're not.
Yes,
Yeah,
and then you realize, oh, it's all about just one person, not everybody's involved. It just it was a bummer, and so I realized that, and it did lower my self-esteem, and I think it affected us really playing very often when we were in Corpus
for
Christi.
sure.
But then we moved a few months before the pandemic hit, December of 2019, we moved out of Corpus Christi over to the Buda area, which is South Austin area. And we were looking forward to it because we knew that there was a large lifestyle community out in the Austin area. And we had also heard that the San Antonio area was banging too.
Yeah.
No pun intended. And so we were looking forward to that. And of course, a couple months later, pandemic hit, we were all in lockdown. It was actually a couple of years before we could start meeting people. And I think that I kind of carried on that trepidation of, I don't know if these people are into me.
Mhm.
It seems like they just want you. And so I was kind of expecting that. And so that was something I had always dealt with.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of glad that we're in the community that we're in now. I got to say.
It's very welcoming.
Oh, yeah. So this,
Like, we have a lot of friends, like, we don't have a lot of vanilla friends, we have all of our friends are pretty much in the lifestyle, and they're so wonderful. I
absolutely.
cannot believe that I actually find women that are like me.
Well, see, that was something that we had talked about so many times, is that you are a very, very different personality from most.
Yeah.
So, where you have a stereotypical type of person, you are pretty much very, very different.
Mhm.
And especially when it comes to the lifestyle,
Yeah.
it's fair to say that you are, and I hate to use this term, but you're kind of a man hater in a way.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's necessarily the right term. You aren't a man
Yeah,
hater.
I like men. So I went in it for female play.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I've had men and it's just not, I have a guy. Like, why do I want to have sex with another guy? Like, it's all good." But this community has totally changed my thinking, changed the way I approach things, because I was only really looking for women. I wasn't ever looking for men. And now I like both.
That's interesting. Yeah, because we realistically, when we did this together, that was your little engine, was that you were looking
Yes.
for a woman. You wanted a woman to play with. When we moved out here, we we had just become poly in 2017, and we really experienced poly when we came out here, and we started polyamory for the sheer fact that we wanted to see if you could experience a relationship with another woman. And so with that, we really kind of realized that you don't want a relationship with a woman as far as romantic is concerned.
No.
And I found that kind of interesting. So, what would you say the reasoning is involved in I mean, I understand why you would find a woman attractive sexually, and that would be really something that you're interested in. But what is it about the relationship part of it that really kind of swayed you away?
For the poly part was the neediness. I didn't like to share my time. I didn't like I felt like when I was dating women, they really took on the persona of a machismo man.
Really?
Yeah. And they were they wanted my attention. They wanted a lot of things like, can you sleep over? And for me, that was my one rule that I was not going to do. Everybody poly's different,
Yeah,
but for
absolutely.
us, we were not going to be staying at anybody's house,
Yeah,
only
that was a
because we
tough
have
one.
kids. Like,
We have kids.
yeah,
Yeah.
so we made it a rule, like it was going to be something that we would entertain and try, and we did. We dated singles by ourselves. Like I dated
Yeah.
single women,
And I
and
dated single
you
women.
dated single women, and
Yeah.
then we went in dating together,
Women together.
women
Yeah.
together, and it was it was interesting.
Different experiences
Different
there. Well,
experiences.
I think one thing was the women that you and I dated together were primarily lesbian,
Yes.
which was an interesting
Yeah.
experience for me because
They either hadn't been with men or hadn't been with men in
in many, many
years.
years. Yeah. And that's kind of funny because I never expected full-blown lesbians to want to even attempt someone like
Mhm.
me, but that was an interesting experience.
You're very charming.
Well, thank you. That's very sweet. She's got me blushing over here. It was I think personally, I think poly was good and bad in its own ways.
For us.
Yes. And it works great for other
We have
people.
friends that are still poly,
Yeah, and
and
it works perfect
it
for 'em.
works great for them. For us, it just didn't.
No, it wasn't really for us, and primarily what made it difficult for me was I knew that you didn't really like it. I
Mhm.
knew that you were struggling. I mean, she was going through menopause at the time, which was not the
So we
greatest
started
time.
poly when I was living by myself here, because you were living with the
I was with
kids.
the kids in Corpus. We were trying to
So we were
move
separate
out
for
here.
about 3, 4 months. I didn't have my kids, I didn't have my best friend, my husband, and so I was kind of depressed. I was going through menopause. You were dating in Corpus, I was trying to date out here, and it was just a lot of different emotions that I was not ready for, and once it all got evened out, I was like, "Okay, yeah, no."
Yeah, and for me, just knowing that you weren't enjoying it was a difficulty for me, plus knowing that I was getting hit up and I was dating and you were not,
Right.
it
So it's
felt very one-sided,
yeah.
and I didn't enjoy that either, and so all of that kinda stressed me out, but what really stressed me out was, whenever I would date somebody, I would make it real clear to them ahead of time, "Look, I have very high priorities when it comes to my family. It basically goes my kids and my wife, my job, and then you." I said, that means I may not see you for a couple weeks. We may not talk every day. Like, you have to understand
Yeah,
that
you were
I
transparent.
was very transparent. I
Mhm.
wanted to over communicate that because I didn't want to lead anybody on. And I was told over and over again, oh, yeah, that's not a problem.
Anytime I can get with you.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course it started out that way, and then as more time passes, the person would get clingier and clingier, and the tone of the text messages and calls would be like more, "When are you gonna see me?" and "Why haven't you seen me in a couple weeks? How come we're not talking every day?" And it's like, it just got to be too much. I don't
Yeah.
like the feeling of being smothered by someone. Especially when it's supposed to be fun, and if
Right.
it's not fun, then it's not for me.
Yeah.
And so
Because they would really wanted a like a really committed person to
yeah,
just them. So they didn't wanna be poly.
yeah,
They
and
wanted a relationship, which, hey, I have a great relationship with you and you're my partner, so and you're amazing. Who the
right.
heck wouldn't wanna just have you to themselves?
Well, I can tell you that we have such a perfect marriage and a perfect relationship that I didn't want to have to put any kind of effort into a secondary relationship to
Right.
make it perfect.
Yeah.
I was putting every effort that I had into you and reassuring you and making sure that things are
It's
great between
exhausting.
us. And it's a lot
It's a lot.
because it's not just you, it's me and the kids,
Yeah.
and we have 4 at home
I'm
and
needy.
and
I
so
am
are our
needy. I
kids.
am very needy, and our kids are the same way.
And just to give you an example, if I leave for any reason in the evening and I'm not home for dinner, the kids are all up in our business and they're like, "Where's dad? Where were you?" And I have to come home and I'm like, "Hey, I was with a friend." Well, who's your friend? How come I thought you didn't have friends? And, just it's an interrogation
And he
and
tries to shut them down, but
persistent.
they're very persistent.
Yeah.
They want us around. So it was hard.
Yeah.
And
But
then we ended it.
well, so the
Good
kids
time.
knew that we were poly.
Yes.
And then 5 years later, we decided to end poly. We have a rule. It's one of our standing internal rules with the lifestyle, and we carried it on into poly, which is if anybody, either party, says, I don't want to do this anymore, then we walk away,
Mhm.
no questions asked. And there was one day where we were having a very heated discussion, very passionate
Passionate
discussion.
discussion.
Yeah. And somehow in the midst of it all, you stopped and just kind of yelled out, I don't want to be poly anymore.
Yeah.
And
We weren't even having a
it
discussion
had
about that.
nothing to do with that.
I
Yeah.
just it was a moment of I need to get something off my chest, and I did
Yeah, you
because
did.
I had thought about that for a good while, at least a month before, and I had debated in my head how I was gonna tell you and what I was gonna say because I didn't wanna ruin what you wanted. I wanted you to be happy, and so coming to you and saying that wasn't easy, and so when we were in the midst of a passionate discussion, that's the only thing that was floating in my head. We were, like, passionate about finances or something,
Yeah, yeah, and it had
and
nothing
it's
to do with what we
nothing
were
to do
talking about.
but it was something and so you said you looked at me and you're like, "Okay."
Yeah, yeah,
And
no,
then
there was no question about it. I was already stressing about it
yeah,
as it was,
and
and so it was just perfect timing. Because
we ended our
yeah,
relationships on good terms,
yes.
and yeah, and we kinda stepped back from the lifestyle period.
Just for a bit,
Yeah,
and
for a
then
little
we
bit.
we came back and talked about it, and we realized we wanted to keep the sexual dynamic of it,
Yeah.
but we didn't want the relationship, the romantic relationship.
Romantic, yeah.
And then as we went on, I started realizing I need a connection, and I realized this when I was poly. I need a connection before I can sleep with someone.
And I was very transactional.
Yes, and you still kind of are,
Kind of. I'm trying
you
to be
know?
better about that,
Yeah,
but
it's
yeah.
it's kind of you're very Terminator-ish, you just go in there and you
Yeah,
take
but we've
care of
already
business.
asked, and some people like that.
Some people like that, yeah, yeah, yeah. The people for me, I like to have that camaraderie. I
Mhm.
like to feel like we're friends before we even consider doing stuff like that, because it goes back to that want to feel wanted.
Mhm.
If I'm friends with somebody and organically sex takes place, it's probably because they like me and they wanna have sex with me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a, "Oh, well, there's a guy sitting on my couch, he seems nice, let me screw his brains out right quick." It's not that's not I don't like the transactional for me,
Right.
and so that's where you and I are kinda different on that, but luckily for us, like I said, we have a great community here, we've made a lot of really great friends. I don't know how we ended up in these groups, these Facebook groups. I think somehow it started.
I think friend of a friend of a friend, and we just
Yeah,
started getting added, and
somebody just I think we were in one group and then somebody else added us and then another person added
yeah.
us. We ended up in a lot of San Antonio groups. And San Antonio is about an hour away from us. It is not the most convenient thing in the world. We couldn't really find anybody in our area, which was kind of problematic because we don't like to drive that far. But we started going to
Meet and
San
greets in
Antonio,
San
yeah,
Antonio.
and really what came about was I have really bad social anxiety, I don't like crowds, I really don't like talking to people, which is hard for people to believe. If you know me, you probably have sat back and gone, "Man, this guy doesn't shut up." So, it's probably hard to believe, but I really do have bad social anxiety. It was debilitating for a while there. I didn't leave the house. And so this past New Year's, we try to do a New Year's resolution every year on how we can better ourselves as people. And mine was to get more involved in the lifestyle community so that, I don't know, maybe I'd be forced to socialize. And if I'm forced to socialize, I can practice more on getting a handle of my anxiety. And so that's really where we started upping. our presence in
Right.
these groups.
Mhm.
And me especially, I started posting more with the idea that if I'm noticed in the groups, when I go to meet and greets, people will recognize me and I will be forced to talk to people.
Yeah.
I even wore a shirt that has my name on it in
Yes.
big letters. Something like Adam doing Adam things or the legendary Adam or whatever. I have a few different shirts, I'm not going to lie. It's a little narcissistic, whatever. But I wore this shirt to the first meet and greet that we ever went to so that people would see me and they would feel like they wanted to come talk to me. And I can't tell people no, so it would force me
And it was
into
good.
it worked out.
We went
Yeah.
to the meet and greet. We met a lot of people. We we made a lot of friends pretty immediately.
Yeah. Well, we were lucky in the fact that people kind of felt like they already knew
And they were
us.
very open, like
Yeah.
very open arms, like, "Come on into my circle." And it
Very
was,
accepting.
yeah, very accepting, and it was very nice. There wasn't cliquish, although we'll get
So,
to that,
yeah,
but
well,
yeah.
yeah, and you and I, we have our differing opinions on that. I personally don't see clicks. I did at one point, but I realized it's a lot of it is perception. And I think a lot of us forget that not everybody knows how to socialize.
Yeah.
And
I
so,
mean, I don't.
yeah. So when you're the new person and you're walking into a meet and greet that has been splayed out all over a group that maybe you've been lurking or you haven't really said much to anybody and you show up, people don't know who you are. Or maybe they've seen you once or twice and they suspect that's you, but they don't know it's you. Well, nobody wants to be outgoing enough to just walk up to a strange person and say, "Hey, are you in the lifestyle? Because the meeting's over here." Because God forbid you're wrong
Yeah.
and you've just outed yourself to somebody vanilla at a public place. It could get weird. And so I know a lot of people have struggles socializing with other people. They have struggles introducing themselves. And so they stick to what the norm is, which is their small little circle.
Yeah.
And so they appear to be cliquish when in reality, they're just shy
Yeah.
and they have trouble socializing. And I think that is really what I perceive it to be most times. Now, I will
Most of
say there are a
now,
few that I
yeah,
could
there's
argue that.
there's and I believe that there are a few groups that are very cliquish. There's a few people that like to keep their little circle tight, which is fine. And when they go to meet and greets, it's just like it's just them. They won't kind of,
Really?
open up their arms. Yeah. But
Huh.
you know me. I love
You're a
to
wall breaker.
yeah, I love
Yeah.
to go in. I will shake everybody's hands. If I don't go up to you, it's because you're in midst of conversation, but I will drag you to say hi to everybody.
What's funny is, yeah, you really have to drag me because I found that I will find a wall and hold it up.
And you and I will sit there talking
Yes,
because
because we're best
and
friends.
we're best friends. We're
We're
people
people
watchers.
watchers.
Like
Yeah.
we're there and we're admiring y'all's outfits and y'all's
Yeah.
hair and how hot y'all look.
Yeah, and
So
who we bang
and who we
and
bang and
yeah,
who we want to bang.
yeah, like, just all of that stuff is normally going through our heads, and so honestly, because of my anxiety, I really don't often pay attention to my surroundings.
No,
I
I'm the
tend to
opposite.
kind of yeah, you pay attention to everything
Yeah,
around you,
absolutely.
and me, I really kind of put blinders on and I close my eyes to who's around me. And I've had people come up to me and go, "Well, you saw me, but you didn't say hi." And I was like, "I really didn't see you because I was nervous and scared and didn't know if I should even look up from the floor."
Yeah.
So, meet and greets are just a whole different beast sometimes.
They're fun though.
They are
It's a
getting fun.
it's such a breath of relief, like, everybody is so nice.
Everybody's very nice,
We went
very
to meet and greets back
inclusive.
in the day, and we would go in and be like, "Okay, we're out, and let's go."
Yeah, especially when we first moved to this area and the lockdown stopped and we started getting invited to meet and greets for like North Austin area and we would drive out there. We would drive over an hour to get out there. We would walk in, we would sit down at a table, very briefly say hello to everybody, sit down and just talk to each other for about an hour, maybe 30 minutes. and we'd leave. And that kind of started us with the whole first in, first out. That's what we're known for,
Yeah.
is first in, first out. We'll be either early or on time to an event, whether it be a house party, a meet and greet, whatever it is. And we're the first ones to say goodbye normally, because we're not night owls, we're not big drinkers, and we're usually there to play. And
So
once
we
we've
are
gotten our fill,
very,
we're done,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So yeah, we that's our deal, is first in, first out. So if you are a late to the party kind of person, you may miss
Miss
us.
Adam and Pris, we
Yeah.
will be out the door.
Yeah. So
We've
you
actually people have seen us walk out and been like, "What? We just got here." It's like, "Yeah, we're out."
yeah, sorry, we've been here a few hours already. We're done.
Yeah.
It's very it is fun. These meet and greets have become a lot of fun, but they used to not be fun. They were very anxiety laden. Now, I've noticed for me, and I don't know about you, but for me, what has helped me to get past that social anxiety is that people have gotten to know me.
Mhm.
So
So they come up to you.
they do. So they'll see my posts in the groups, and they'll see my comments, and I try to interact with everybody that I can interact with. And I believe that people see that online persona and go, you know what? I need to go say hi to this guy. He seems
Yeah.
like an easygoing person.
Yeah.
And then once they come and say hi to me, they realize the same person who's online, that's the same person who's in front of them.
Yeah.
Like, I am
Yeah.
not, I don't act any different.
Yeah.
And that has really helped, because now people know me, they come up to me, they talk to me, and it just gets easier to be social.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest, but it's gotten easier. And then, of course, I'm going to tell you guys my secret. The other thing is that I
Wait, do you wanna tell them your
I'm
secret?
gonna tell them my secret. Y'all are my friends. We're sitting here having coffee.
Puppy.
Yeah, we're having coffee together. We're talking. I'm gonna tell you a little secret about me to get past my social anxiety when I'm at these different events or the club or wherever. I pretend that I am an actor in a movie. Yeah, laugh it up. It's true though. I pretend that I'm an actor in a movie, and that I have a hidden camera that is following me around, and that everybody that comes to talk to me when I'm having these anxiety episodes is another actor. And I have to be entertaining in every conversation for the sake of the camera. And so if you're ever talking to me in person and you see me kind of look off into space and make a funny Jim Halpert kind of face, like I'm looking at a camera, chances are I think I'm in a movie, and that's helping me get past my anxiety. I know it's weird, whatever. It works for me. And if you have trouble with social anxiety, give it a try. It might actually work.
Yeah.
But so that's my secret. But meet and greets have definitely gotten
Mm,
a lot easier to talk to people and kind of move around.
yeah.
Yeah, and as far as you're concerned, because you were diagnosed with ADHD finally after several years.
Mhm. My whole
Previous
life. So
Yeah.
I kinda knew I had something, but we didn't know what it was. We thought it was menopause or something, and then now it's like, "Oh."
Now, my question to you is, as far as the lifestyle is concerned, pre-ADHD medication to post-ADHD medication, what would you say the differences are, as far as you talking to other
So
people, you can, everything?
somewhere I lost my little social butterflyness. Like, I was the social butterfly, but we talked about this, and we think that it was because I was a drinker, and it was loosening me up, and I would go and chit chat with
Your
everybody.
social lube.
Yeah, and so pandemic, we stopped going out. We kinda
Oh,
backed
yeah.
away from the lifestyle,
Yeah.
and I just became like an indoor cat, didn't wanna really go out and anything. So now,
Huh.
before medication, I think I always had the RBF, like, all the time,
Really?
and people just couldn't approach me. Remember, people would be like, I like you, but I don't think."
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
and I was like,
yeah.
"What? She doesn't
Oh,
like me?" Because I've never been told that nobody likes me.
yeah.
So, I was so hurt and also upset. But now with medication, I can hold a conversation, I can smile, I remember to smile, and I think well, I know I'm happier, way more happier. My brain isn't everywhere.
You seem to be able to communicate better. I know being that we are in Buda and a lot of the people that we like to talk to or that we're interested in are normally an hour away from us, either south in San
Mhm.
Antonio or north in North Austin area. Because of that, the only real way that we can connect with people oftentimes is through Messenger or text messages or
Mhm.
group
Which you're
messages.
way better at.
I am chatty Cathy at these things. I do have more time on my hands and I can keep a conversation going. You, on the other hand, for the longest time have always been,
In and out.
yeah, in and out of the conversations. You've always came with like a little forewarning that
All the
said,
time.
"Hey, I don't do well in
But once you get me in
conversation."
person, I'm gonna chat your ear off.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and so
that's
you've really actually recently with your medication have gotten better at chatting in
yes.
DMs
Yeah.
and in
Yeah.
text messages.
Trying to reply back to everything
Yeah,
and interact. And
yeah.
you do talk a lot.
I do well, I have a lot to say, which is why I
So
have
wait, I've
a
heard your
podcast.
conversations. I've seen them.
I didn't say I had anything worth substance to say. I just said I had a lot to
It's
say.
a lot of memes.
It's a lot of memes. I do have a lot of
It's funny
memes.
because all of our friends use memes and it's
I
GIFs
use
or whatever they
yeah,
are.
I use memes and GIFs
Good GIFs.
depending on what side of the
Are they good GIFs?
I don't know. They're GIFs or they're GIFs. I just mix
Anyway,
them. They're good GIFs.
yeah. So you
But
are
that's
better
how
at
you talk through it.
communicating via messenger and in person. You're very you like to ask a lot of
I am
questions.
inquisitive.
Inquisitive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this, and some of you may have seen some of my posts either on my personal page or on the groups, but I love people. I love people. Like I love to know people. I like to make friends. I don't know what it is about every single person, every single individual. Each one of you is a fingerprint. Every one of you is different. No matter how similar you are to each other, you're still different. And there are a lot of outside, external personalities that all seem very similar. Oh, we're of like mind. We think alike, this and that. But realistically, all of you are so different. And I find that so fascinating. And I want to know about you generally. I had a friend recently tell me that they actually thanked me. They said, I find it so interesting that you keep up these conversations, you ask these questions, and you actually listen to the answers
Yes.
and you keep the conversation going. And it's funny because if I ask you a question, whether it's silly or not, I'm going to listen to your answer because I want to know. Like I
Right.
generally want to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's because of that I have a great love for people, especially my friends. I hold a lot of heart towards these people. And you'll notice that I have a lot of positive posts, a lot of happy posts, a lot of loving posts. That is me.
Yes.
That is my personality.
Yeah.
That's the way I am at home. That's the way I'm at work. That's the way
Yes.
I'm with my friends. It's not a fake persona.
No.
It's not an online persona. And people see that and sometimes they feel comfortable with it, which is kind of what I hope for. There's a
There's only a few that feel or I think that it's fake.
I have come across people who maybe have that first
The
impression
hate is gonna hate.
that that maybe it's disingenuine, that maybe it's not my real personality. One of those YouTubers that they look all happy and positive on when the camera's rolling,
Yeah.
but when the cameras are off, they're kicking cats and yelling at babies. That's not me. I don't kick cats. I don't yell at babies, but I am realistically very much like this. And I love our community. I love the people in the community. I love the opportunity to become friends with people. And every single person in this community, whether I know you or not, you're always welcome at our table because you got to have a spot. You got to have a place.
Yeah.
And this lifestyle, while it seems small because everybody's trying to be discreet, it's actually really, really
It's
large.
huge.
It is very, very large.
Yeah.
And
I
there's a
mean,
lot of
geez, we
people.
met people yesterday that we had never seen
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
And it was nice. Like, we just keep making friends everywhere we go,
It's pretty
and
cool.
it is. It opens up to different conversations with just different people.
Right. And every connection you make, every person that you bring into your circle is you don't know what's going to happen with you and them in the future. One thing that you really need to keep in mind if you're new to the lifestyle, or maybe you've been in for a little while but you haven't realized this yet, is you do not need to have sex with every person in order to be their friend. You can be friends with somebody in the lifestyle and not want to have sex with them. It's okay.
Mhm.
If somebody who maybe you're not physically attracted to reaches out to you, you don't have to ghost them or block them. You don't have to be rude to them.
There's a
You can
very
be friends with them and it's
Yeah,
okay.
there's a very nice way to say no.
And
And
the nice way is the honest approach,
yes,
honestly.
I am very I tell everybody that I am very direct. I'm very upfront. If you if you've asked me something, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. You may not like my answer, but and I carry that through our relationship.
Absolutely.
If you
Yeah.
don't you and I may not agree on everything. You may not like my answer, you may not like what I'm about to tell you, but I'm gonna be very transparent with you, and I'm sorry if your feelings are hurt.
Yeah, I think that
Because you're right, not everybody is for everybody. Like,
yeah.
we all have different tastes, we all have different likes, we
And
all have
we've run
different
into
wants.
that because as a
Most
couple
definitely.
looking for other couples, what I find attractive, Priscilla does not always find attractive. Maybe if there's a couple that I'm interested in playing with, or one particular lady I would like to bring into the fold, she may not be attracted to them. And that causes, I don't want to say it causes a problem, but it normally will definitely spur a conversation where I'll express to her, look, this is somebody I am very sexually interested in and I would like to play with. Is this somebody you'd be interested in? Chances are, if she is not attracted, she would say no. But then she would also say, well, let me get to know them because maybe their personality will attract me. And so she'll give them a fair shake as
Mhm,
much as possible
mhm.
before fully saying no. And then once she reaches that point where it's like, no, I just don't have that connection, she'll let me know. And she'll tell them too, I just don't feel like there's a vibe. I don't feel this connection. And because of that, we do sometimes, very rarely, play separately. It's very rare because we are exhibitionists and we are voyeurs and we love to include each other.
And we like to yeah, because we like to watch,
We
and
like to watch each other
we
with
love
others.
it. Like,
Yeah.
that's our thing.
Oh man, that's totally our kink. And so when we go to the clubs, we're out there on the beds in front of everybody putting on a
Yes.
show almost immediately as soon as we get there and throughout the night because that's our kink. We like to turn people on.
Yes.
It's hot.
Yes.
And we turn each other on. And so we like to be included. We like to include each other
Mhm.
in each other's playtime. But sometimes it's just not
It's
a
it's very rare,
yeah.
but yeah, it is
It could be a timing issue or it could be a connection issue,
yeah.
but it is very rare. We definitely prefer to play together or at least under the same roof
Mhm.
because there's just a safety net there. We have each other's back if there's any kind of issues and we're just there for each other, but also sexually. I mean, it's just incredible.
It is.
Yeah,
It is, it's
it
fun.
is really a lot of fun. But we don't like to limit each other either. We both like to see each other, enjoy each other in this lifestyle. And if that means, like, for my sake, I kind of dig the consensual cheating.
Yes.
It's not really cheating because I tell her, look, if you're in the moment or if you're around somebody, if you see somebody at the store that is vibing with you
Yeah.
and they want to pull you into their car and play with you and you're fucking feeling it, then do it.
You're right.
And do me a favor and just send me a video clip randomly because that is incredible. And it has never happened. Just FYI. It is a fantasy of
Wait,
mine. Well, so
it's
kind of, it's
happened.
yeah,
You
it, no, it has, it
It
actually has
happened
happened.
once.
Yeah, at your work, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a guy come over
Yes.
and you guys
Or are we
played.
gonna tell the story?
Why not? I mean,
So
yeah.
I met a guy online and he came over to my work for lunch, but he was my lunch.
That's incredible.
And he came over a second time for lunch and he was my lunch again.
That, yeah.
And I just sent you videos.
Yeah, and it was random.
It was extremely random.
It was random, and you sent me those videos, and all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, wow, look at that."
Yeah.
That was that, and so that I thought was incredibly hot. I definitely fantasize about that.
Mhm.
I would definitely prefer to be there
Right.
and present, but the thought that you're somewhere away from me just having
Yeah.
some passionate,
And
crazy sex.
you and I have
like,
different kinks.
yes, for the most part.
For the most part. I've never really experienced your kinks like for myself. So I don't know if I like them, but we're starting to experience those.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's something I personally have to kind of break through.
Well, I think a lot of what really closed your mind to separate play was our poly experience, wasn't it?
And my past experiences.
Yeah, and your past experiences.
For sure.
Because that
mean,
really spurned some jealousies.
Yeah, like the first one left me for
Husband number
somebody else.
one.
Husband number one left me for another girl.
A stripper.
Yeah. Who actually wanted to be with me first.
Go figure.
But I didn't. And then he left me for her. And then the second one was just very ugly after we would play with people.
Right. He would call you names.
He would call me names. He'd make me feel very, very shameful. And I was like, oh man. And then with you, one, I didn't want anybody to take you away. Two, I didn't want you to look at me a different way. And three, I really love you.
Yeah.
Like the moment you and I got together, I was like, that's it. You and I. And so I just didn't want to lose you.
Sure.
So now I have different kinks that are slowly popping up. Like I love for you to be involved in like my conversations.
Sure.
Like
yeah, I think I just discovered that last night. I had no idea.
Yeah.
But that was pretty hot.
I like to watch you, even if I'm not playing. If I'm just sitting there watching, I am like, get it, girl, because that is amazing. No, I get that all the time.
Oh my gosh. You are up talking me. Don't believe the hype, ladies. I am very humble.
Oh my God. He only
not
humble
even like that.
Online.
I will tell you that I grew up not knowing how to measure anything.
Yeah.
Like I can't measure anything. So I grew up always thinking that I was not very, very well endowed.
Yeah.
Because I watched a lot of porn. And that set unrealistic expectations I didn't realize.
And you were a bigger guy.
I was always a bigger guy. Yeah. I was always a bigger guy. And then I lost some weight. And apparently.
And so now you can see the full 2 inches.
It's 2.5 now.
You like that?
Yeah, look at you. You're so witty. Oh my gosh. It's just witty.
No, and then for me, I don't have any confidence. I'm getting there.
You mean in your looks or in your sexual performance?
In my looks. Oh, my sexual performance. My goodness. Oh. Also.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if you remember, but I never got on top of you because I was like, I don't know how to do this.
You were
not. To do this when we first got together.
Yeah.
Forget it now.
Forget
cowgirling it.
Man.
Lasso. And, no, but I really didn't like blowjobs. I didn't really know if I was good.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, now I know I can suck the soul out of you, but.
Well, so for me, I never felt like I was well endowed. And because of that, I really worked on my technique and tried to be very fulfilling.
And you and I really talk about it.
Yes. We're very vocal.
We're very vocal on what we like and what we want. And I'm very vocal with my partners.
Right.
Right.
Now, not everybody takes too well to that.
No.
Some people don't like to be told what to do.
No.
And those people really need to learn to follow instructions. It's okay. It's okay to pleasure the person that you're having sex with. Like, there's
So
nothing wrong with that.
let's ask a quick question.
Okay.
Is there anything that you would like women to think about when they're having sex with you? You're a people pleaser. So
Yes.
you're there for their pleasure, like
Right.
100%.
I get off to
My
them getting
goodness,
off.
you're there for my pleasure.
Yeah.
Like, so you, but is there anything that you wish women could do or should do a little, approach things differently? Like, I can go first.
Okay.
So, like, for men, I feel like because we're older, right? The men are older. I feel the only thing with the lifestyle that I wish men would be okay with talking about or expressing to the person they're going to be with if they have issues with getting hard.
Okay.
Like, if you have an issue with that, first of all, one, I am totally okay with that. Like, if it's hard for you to get hard, I will help you
Right.
and I will do anything I can. And if it doesn't work, be okay with just saying, let's try again another time
Sure.
because nerves will get you. Maybe we need to just hang out a little bit more. So I wish men would be okay with
With
that.
with having that conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I also, and like for women, I wish women would be, and this is for me too, would be more open to saying, I like you, girl. I think I want to be with you. Like,
And so that would probably be mine as well. So I
shoot your
personally,
shot.
yeah, because everybody is so shy, or they claim to be so shy, and
Yeah.
nobody wants to tag their crushes, nobody wants to put somebody's name out there because nobody wants to be rejected. And I understand that,
Yeah.
but I personally do not pursue anybody, and I don't pursue anybody for the sheer fact that I don't want to be rejected. So here we have people who are sitting across the room from each other, basically eye fucking each other, and nobody is going to lay anybody because nobody's having the conversation because everybody's too shy. It's not just women, it's also men. Sometimes you have to put yourself out there. Now, it's easier said than done. Obviously, I do not do that. I do something completely different.
You
I
your
offer
approach
friendship.
your approach and my approach are
Are
very
very
different.
different, very different.
And we've done like the little polls where it's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
What is your way?
Well, understand. So we did a poll recently where we asked, as far as women on women, what do most women prefer? Do
Because
you
you and I had that
Yeah. Do
discussion.
you prefer somebody who is more sexually aggressive, more forward? Or do you prefer somebody who will just be your friend and not really discuss too much
I think
sexual
it's called
stuff
like organically.
and develop it organically? And a good portion, not everybody, but there was several that we saw that responded that said they prefer somebody who is more aggressive and more forward because most of the time they don't know if a woman is into them.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way
And
I
that's
am.
pretty much the way you are.
Because I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if m- men are into me. So it's not like I don't like men. I love men, but it's always been very creepy when men approach me.
Okay.
But now I
Well,
don't.
see, now that's funny because as far as your tactic of sexual aggressiveness or
Mhm.
forwardness may work well on other women coming from a woman. But if you take that sexual aggressiveness and you put it in a man going for a woman, then things change a
Oh
little bit.
yeah, yeah.
Things will change.
I used to get really offended when men would message me and be like, "Man, I am down. Are
Uh-huh.
you down?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Rude. You don't even know my name."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now, the more conversations I have with you, the more I get to meet people, I don't take it bad anymore
Right. I mean, we're
because
all in this
and
lifestyle
I
for a
tell
reason.
them, I'm like, "Okay, so you came off a little aggressive. Let's start again. Like, let's do this because I don't wanna just block you. because you're creepy. Let's
Yeah.
start again. And it usually opens. We have really good friends that have told me the way you talk to me is very refreshing. You're helping me understand other women. And,
Right.
so I don't know. I think you're right. People should shoot their shot for sure. Like,
Yeah, yeah, I know, I understand it's a difficulty, nobody wants to get rejected or feel rejected, and like I said, that's the reason why my tactic is
it's
very
very,
different.
yeah, it is
So and
very
I
quick.
wouldn't even call it a tactic. Realistically, I have finally learned to not really be in this lifestyle for sex purposes.
Mm,
I'm in it more so for friendship,
yeah.
because what I realize is
Dude, we've already been friend zoned by so many people
so many
that
people.
we were crushing on, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, we're friends now.
Yeah, and you know what?
Never having sex with them.
And that's totally cool
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
because we've developed some really great relationships with
Mhm,
these people and
mhm.
really great friendships. And I don't know, sometimes just the thought of having sex with somebody as strong of a friendship as that, you almost don't want to ruin it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like it's going somewhere pretty good. Of course,
In
you
the
look at them and it's like, "Oh, I don't know. I think it would make it better." It's whatever.
lifestyle, you really I feel like they're friends no matter what, and if
Yeah.
you have sex with them, and they're still gonna be your friends, like, it's not
Right.
like it was, like, when you're in high school
Well,
or
see, that's why I am friends.
Mhm,
I start out as friends. I will have conversation with you. I will learn about you.
mhm.
And as we have more conversations, as we go along, eventually sex will come up in conversation because we are in this lifestyle. We are here for a reason. And eventually you're either going to feel good about me personality wise and feel like, hey, this is somebody I wouldn't mind playing with, or you're not going to feel that way about me. And if you're not going to feel that way about me, it's totally okay, because guess what? We are friends. So it doesn't even matter. Friendship means everything to me and it's very important to me. So we definitely have two very big, very different tactics when it comes. You really put yourself out there, but you're really looking to get more sexual satisfaction from this lifestyle than I am, I would say. Is that fair to say? Because you weren't initially looking for friends.
I wasn't looking for friends, I
You
was
were more
looking for
transactional.
transactional. Now I'm not more satisfaction because I'm satisfied, more I'm learning that I wanna try different things because, okay, like, for instance, I recently just told you, I wanna try to be solo with a couple,
Oh, yeah.
and it's something that I was like, "Oh, no, I never wanna do
Well,
that."
technically, you did it once in
Right,
Corpus
right.
with people that we
Brother
knew.
friends, yeah,
Right.
but I've never done it with people that you haven't ever met,
Right.
and so this is gonna
Completely
be
different.
completely different only because I'm realizing experiences are cool, like, let's try them because I wanna try it once, see if I
Mhm.
like it, and if I like it, great, if I don't, okay. You're getting to do new experiences, and it's like, "Okay, hmm, it's kinda cool." So, I'm not more I don't even know what the question was. See,
Wow.
that's what happens with
Oh my
ADHD.
gosh.
What was the question?
What do you mean, what was the
Wasn't
question?
there a question?
No, you were
Oh.
just talking about See, and
No, no, that I'm in it because I want more experiences. I wanted more experiences with women.
yes,
That's what it
yes,
was, not with men. I
yes,
wanted more experiences with women.
and you're realizing that that's changing now.
Yes, I'm realizing that you ladies are funny because y'all say it is bisituational. And then my funny joke is, well, I'm the situation.
We had a friend of ours
Who
say,
said,
we asked her, she was like,
I was like, are
Priscilla said,
you
"Are you
bi?
are you bisexual?" And she goes, "I'm bisexual if you're hot."
And so as we're standing there, she is rubbing my boobs. And then I asked her, I was like, "Oh, are you?" And she's like, "I'm bisituational. Yeah, if you're hot." And I was like, "Oh, okay, so I'm the situation." So that's my
Oh
running
my
funny joke.
gosh.
Well, wait, what did I say? We're by couple situational or couple situational or something. We're like,
We
we're so funny.
I'm glad you think so. Oh my gosh. See what you're missing out, you guys.
Anyway, so first, okay, so we started lifestyle, we started swinging, we did poly.
Yeah.
We're swinging now.
We're no longer in poly. We are in the lifestyle.
Yeah.
We are fully immersed in this community. And that basically brings us here. We have finally, when we came out here just this year, we've experienced the club scene, and that was great. But we really have gotten to experience the community. You all, if you're listening, are a part of our community, and you have inspired us to talk in this podcast
Mhm.
to basically bring you into our lives, because chances are we don't live near each other and we can't meet up for happy hour on a Thursday. And so this is really
Yeah,
where
because we don't go out.
no, we
We don't go
don't we
out
don't
during
go
the
out
week.
during the week.
Our
And
kids,
so if you want to get to know us, this is really
yeah, our kids
how
are
it has to
teenagers,
be.
but they want us home for dinner.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's really difficult for us to get out. So this podcast really is a way for you to come and sit down and just learn more about us as people, more about our experiences in the lifestyle, and just learn about the community that you're a part of. We really want to, as we go forward, include some of our community members, people who have more experiences than
We're
us
gonna be
in
venturing
different
out
topics. We will be venturing out.
on
We may,
different platforms.
yeah, and we may be, you know, podcasting at a meet and greet every now and then, or that sort of thing. So we definitely want you all to continue tuning in. This initial episode was just for you to kind of peek in and get to know us a little bit before we start going on with our topics going forward. And so this is your chance to just kind of get to know us a little bit before you start listening to any of the upcoming episodes. We really appreciate you guys listening. We really appreciate you guys being a part of our community and just supporting us as people and supporting our friendships.
For sure.
We're very glad to have you guys in our lives.
Super grateful.
Very grateful. And we really hope that you'll be joining us on these podcast journeys as we go along. We are going to try and release one at least once a week, if not once every 2 weeks. Before we go, I do want to make a quick note. It is the holidays. For many of you that don't know, we're about to go into Thanksgiving, and Christmas is right around the corner. It is a very hard time for a lot of people, not only in the LS world, but also in the vanilla world. And I just ask that if you can, try to be a little warmer, try to be
A little
a
kinder.
little kinder. It is a very difficult time for everybody.
There's a lot of things happening that are very close to us, friends and stuff that are really struggling right
Yeah,
now,
yeah, yeah.
financially, emotionally,
And even in
everything.
the LS, I think it's also major to note,
For sure.
not everybody has family.
Yeah.
Not everybody has a place to go for Thanksgiving or for Christmas. And
Be inclusive.
it would be great if you could, even just a message to say hi to somebody or to compliment somebody. You could be doing them such an incredibly large favor. And you never know what kind of impact that you're going to make. So I just ask that everybody kind of keep that in mind as we go along into the holiday season. I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go for the rest of the day. I look forward to speaking to you guys soon. As always, my dear companion here,
Hi. Bye.
we're saying bye now.
We're saying bye. I was
Yeah.
just staring at your eyes. You're
Oh
so
my
handsome.
gosh, this woman
No,
is
it was
in
really
love.
great. I love sitting here chit chatting with my honey boo. So thank you guys for listening. And we hope that you stick around. We're going to be doing a lot of social media stuff and having, just lots of fun with this. So
Absolutely. So
thank
thank
you.
you for joining us, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.